All right, let's move because Phil is here and we're here to talk about Manchester United and how important things are in the Cup at the moment. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have, with winning it, will this have an impact on how the club deal with his future?
It didn't for Louis van Gaal. He got sacked as soon as they won it when they beat Crystal Palace. But
he was sacked before that, though, wasn't he? Like he knew that
right was on the wall.
Yeah,
and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes at Manchester United. Mauricio Pochettino is still floating around. The way things are going, he might get his job back at Spurs. But
what's the odds on that?
Although it's,
we got prices that get John back in. Pochettino back in Spurs in the summer. It's a great show.
So, I think with Solskjaer it depends on if they get Champions League football. I think they have a really good chance of winning the Europa League. I think that's something they can do. I don't think they're going to finish in the top four, but they might only need a fifth place finish. I think City are going to still be banned from Europe next season, whether it's reduced from 2 years to 1 year. It still leaves that fifth place open. So if he does get Champions League football, then maybe United say, yeah, we'll give you the chance. Or do they say, well, we're going to be in the Champions League, we need a better manager? Like they're starting to get it.
It's coming, isn't it? You can sense it. It's coming together a little bit.
Yeah, but when that happens, you think, right, go to Everton, win. And Everton's a tough game.
All of a sudden it is, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually fancy them to get the win. But United teams in the past would always get a win there. But maybe that's...
I don't think it's a case, Phil, if he needs to win a cup or he needs Champions League football. I don't think it's as simple as that for him to keep his job. I just think Woodward needs to see between now and the end of the season, a bit like we're talking about, that things are coming together, performance levels are improving, the younger players are embedding themselves into the team. You just get a bit of a feeling, hold on, this thing is all coming together slowly. We're heading in the right direction. I think the owners need to get a feel for that, whatever that entails. That means there's a trophy that comes with that. Happy days. But at the end of the season, they need to have that feeling of, not last season where the wheels came off, this season that, we're heading in the right direction where we need to be.
Do you feel that?
I sense that at the moment, yeah. Even the signing, Fernandes coming in, even one sign and Bruno Fernandes coming in, all of a sudden it's transformed that team. The main inherent weakness of that Manchester United team all season has been the central area of that pitch, a lack of creative edge, goals, assists. Where's it going to come from?
Yeah.
Well, here's the answer. In part, this young fella coming into the football club. So forget about everything else. Getting the recruitment right, getting the right player in the right area of the pitch, for me, is a massive step forward for them.
And they still have work to do. I think they need a left back. They need... Luke Shaw is not the answer. You look at modern day fullbacks now, you have to be able to get up and down the touchline. Luke Shaw cannot do that. He's actually
he's not having that.
Okay, who's the best fullback? Who's the best?
You telling me Luke Shaw hasn't got the legs to get up and down the pitch?
Not for 90 minutes, no.
I'll tell you what he can do as well. He's played left side of the three the last couple of games. He's been absolutely.
I'm not saying get rid of him.
He's been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, he's actually, his defending is quite good. I thought he did quite a good job when they played Wolves in the Cup on Adama Traore.
He's one of the few defenders I've seen go toe to toe with Salah down his side of the pitch and physically be able to cope with Salah.
He's got physicality, but because of that physicality, he doesn't have the build to get up and down the pitch.
Did you see him flying against Chelsea away down the line, even from that left side?
Yeah, but I'm talking 90 minutes, Kenny. I'm not talking an hour and then you have to take a breather and just stay back for a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
The best left back in the Premier League at the moment is Andy Robertson. He's just constantly up and down, up and down.
How many Andy Robertsons are there, though?
There is not many.
Bukayo Saka is the best left back in the Premier League. We all know this right now.
But they got the Brandon Williams, is it, who's come in and played that left back position. Looks to be absolutely outstanding. So you keep him, but you certainly don't get rid of Shaw, because if you go to a back three and he looks as if he's kind of settled in that formation.
Yeah, but United shouldn't be playing a back three. If they want to be the best that they can be, they should be playing.
But Conte won a league title.
Yeah, he did.
Playing the back three. You can't say it's having the players the best. Who are best suited to that particular system. I agree. I'd probably look at United and think potentially 4-3-3 going forward.
Yeah. It's just more attacking.
But they've looked reasonably comfortable in that shape. That kind of 3-5.
Yeah, but all they're doing in that
3-4-3.
when they played that three at the back, they're basically a lot of the time they're using it to go up against opponents. That they're reacting to what their opponents are doing. United have to start. If United are going to get back to the top, they're going to have to play their way, not react to it.
But then the conversation's going back, what is the Manchester United?
No,
where
not
people
even-
would say a bit
not
of
even-
natural width wingers. Don't necessarily think.
No, not even that. I'm just thinking that they have to be the aggressors.
But you can play aggressive football playing a 3-4. Just because you play 3, a back 5, wherever it is, doesn't mean you play a defensive game. Doesn't mean you're committed, Phil, to playing a kind of low block counter-attacking game. If you send your 2 wing backs high up the pitch and get your back 3 as high up the pitch as possible, you can be aggressive.
Yeah.
You can play aggressive from football by playing a back 3. People have this conception of playing 3 at the back. Wing backs, back 5, that's being defensive. It's a defensive mentality. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but United, when they have gone with the 5 at the back, it has been to try the two.
But that's
games.
because they can't play prior to Fernandes coming into the club. They can't play a possession based game because they haven't got the players in that central midfield there to actually boss the game and play that possession football.
Okay, so isn't it actually a good sign that the manager is able to recognise that and is developing different styles of play that they're going to be able to use from game to game and using the available talent to him? So the question I'm asking really is, have we underrated the job that Solskjaer has done a little bit? Because he's obviously come in for a lot of criticism. He's consistently been vote of confidence. They get a good results, play well for a while, performance drops off, another vote of confidence. He's been perpetually on the hot seat, when actually, for a young manager who's under difficult circumstances, his best and most important player, and Pogba, out injured for the entire season, doesn't really want to be there anyway, and has actually done a reasonable job.
I think he has done a reasonable job. I think some of the criticism being justified in terms of the performance levels have really dropped off and it hasn't been good enough, so I think he has to take some of it. Yeah, but I haven't been prepared to shove him under a bus. I've seen enough there in enough games, individual performance, tactically how he set up the team. Sometimes the Manchester City away game some time ago was the classic example. I'm not talking about the second leg, I'm talking about the league game when they went there. Played that kind of low block counter-attacking football.
And they had Rashford
but hugely,
that day,
hugely successful. It was a brilliant performance in terms of the tactical setup and how the players actually executed it. It was like almost a tactical masterclass. You've got to give him a little bit of credit for that. If you're going to point out times where they got it all wrong or the setup was wrong, at times he's got it right. But I can see the signs now of a team actually coming together. And you mentioned Pogba. If there was any, I'm not being funny, if there was any chance they could turn that ship around and convince Paul Pogba to stay at that football club, you think of going to next season, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba in those 2 number 8 positions in midfield with a holding midfielder behind them, I don't think any team could. That partnership stands up with De Bruyne and David Silva. The goals and assists that would come from those 2 players, Paul Pogba focused, totally committed to the club, and Bruno Fernandes, you're talking double-digit goals and assists from 2 central midfield players. Absolute goal.
See, here we are. It's 2020, 4 years since Pogba signed.
No, it's not going to happen. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it's actually there. They actually have the 2 players of the football to take them to the next level.
But you can just cash in on Paul Pogba because the value is there, and you can replace him with Jack Grealish.
No, I agree with you. I think Grealish is the answer. But for me, but it's already there for me. Grealish, you can always. The question is big step up, football club mentality. There's a question mark there. Pogba has shown enough. I know his form has been up and down, but he's shown. I've seen enough to Pogba. No, he can actually dominate at that football club. Him and Fernandes. But that's the problem. And he is. I agree with you. That's the problem. It's actually there. The answer for Manchester United is actually there at the moment. Pogba. They've got the jerseys. They're in the club. They're there. And the likelihood is he's going to have to show Pogba the door. He wants out anyway. And that's the actual shame. They're going to lose him and they're going to have to start again. But I agree with you. If you're going to look at a replacement who's out there.
Do they need another centre half as well?
Yeah, I think that's fair if you're being greedy. I don't think it's the area of the pitch they desperately need it. I think there's 1 or 2 positions, but certainly it's centre half. And you're talking about that kind of back 3. In Lindelof in a back 3 for me, I get a little bit edgy. You got 2 full-backs who've got like good on the ball. If they get dragged into orthodox full-back positions, which you do if you send your wing-backs high up the pitch, they're comfortable. They're comfortable. Yeah, you got to be mobile and quick. You got to be defend 1v1 situations. Wan-Bissaka is absolutely unbelievable athlete. I've spoken about Shaw, how well he's defending that area of the pitch. So yeah, you're absolutely right. But I think generally speaking, I'm looking at that United team now. I'm kind of encouraged by what I'm saying. They're not where they need to be. But I think they'll go again big in the summer.
Linked with Jadon Sancho, is he somebody who'd fit in that team?
I'm not sure. If you're talking saying orthodox 4-3-3, Sancho, I've seen him play quite a bit this season. Absolutely outstanding. He's left of a 3, really. And it depends where you're looking at Rashford going forward. Are you looking at Rashford? Everybody seems to have decided, well, Rashford, to get the best out of him, left of a 3. I mean, I still think potentially he can do a job at the centre, but it looks as if you might spend on the centre forward. That pushes Rashford out to the left. So then you're talking, do you really need to reinforce? Martial can play that area of the pitch as well. Sanchez is a fantastic player, but how do you accommodate him? Yeah, great to get him in, but how are we going to get him into the team? I have a good feeling on Sancho, and it's like, I can't back it up. I just have a good feeling maybe Klopp might go big in the summer. I think there's probably a better chance he could end up at Liverpool for the start of next season. If Liverpool kind of stumble a little to the end of the season, I just wonder whether Klopp might just shake it up a bit in terms of maybe being prepared to sacrifice one of that front three.